Hej, mit navn er Magee, og jeg kommer fra Odense Science Lab. Men i dag er jeg på Theater Play i København. Og vi går nu på scene nummer 2, hvor i morgen min søde nye kollega fra SoMe Science og jeg skal stå op og lave en lille stand-up show. Det handler om naturvidenskab. Og det er vi rigtig spændte på at se, hvordan det går. Herinde, nogle af mine kolleger fra SoMe Science, vi øver og kigger på vores script med nogle dygtige komikere. Så det skal nok blive sjovt i morgen.
Så er vi i gang.
Den mener ikke rigtig noget, men vi filmer den hele tiden. Godt så. Ja, tak.
I dag jeg arbejder på mit manuskript for et stand-up routine. Så jeg har skrevet måske i 3 minutter af materiel, og det alt handler om reproductive strategies underwater. Jeg fik lidt hjælp fra nogle dygtige komikere, og jeg håber jeg har nogle jokes her, så jeg vil faktisk øve det lige om lidt med vores søde kollega fra SoMe Science, så se hvis det er sjovt. Thank you. I am a marine psychologist. Has anybody heard of this profession before? It's an emerging field. But basically, I study how fish think and how fish interact in their social environments. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Michael, how can you study how fish think? Fish only have a 3-second memory. You know, 3 seconds into the session, and they'll be like, "Hey, hi, I'm Bob." But no. Years ago, there was a scientist who made an experiment with a maze, and the fish was able to navigate through the maze and got a reward. The fish was able to do it again and again and again, and even remembered the maze weeks later. The scientist did it on a fish with no eyes, otherwise known as a fish. There was a fish swam into the wall. He called it dam. Years later, the same scientist recreated the maze with some conspiracy theorists, but they died of coronavirus. But yes, fish do have a memory. Fish have feelings. Fish can feel pain, and fish have a shared experience. Just like in humans, a lot of trauma can be sourced to childhood. Take sharks, for example. Sharks are born in a thick, cartilaginous shell, otherwise known as a mermaid's purse. And the shark has to bite their way out of this mermaid's purse. And once they get out, there's no mother, there's no father, there's no siblings, there's no friends. That's why sharks attack. No childhood care. You know, so part of my job as a marine psychologist is to try and instill a sense of togetherness in the baby shark. But not all fish are born without parental care. Take the blue-headed wrasse as an example. Before I tell you that story, I'll just explain where parental care comes from. On land, we're used to, as mammals, we're used to The female is the one left with the fertilized egg, and the female is the one that provides the parental care. That's generally because the female is the one left with the fertilized egg. Before the egg is even fertilized, the male is long gone. Like my father. But underwater, things are flipped on their head. The female lays her eggs, and then the male comes along. And by the time the egg is fertilized, the female's gone. The blue-headed wrasse, the males are huge, the females are small. The male provides parental care. The male finds the best spots to build a nest and waits for the female to come along so he can fertilize the eggs. Juvenile males, they can't compete with these big bull guys. So they have a sneaky tactic to get to the eggs first. They're transvestites. They pretend to be females, you know, they change their strut. They cozy up to the big guy. And the big guy plays, ooh yeah. This is. The real female comes along, big guy saying, I got 2 happy days. I'm going to make this special. The real female lays her eggs, and the juvenile, the sneaker, fertilizes them behind the big bull's back and swims off with the female. The big bull empties his load on the already fertilized eggs and then cares for them as if they were his own. But that sneaky bastard got away with it. So can you imagine the kind of drama that this would cause? This is more drama than the front cover of BT of Eason. This requires a marine psychologist. Naturally, I'm a big fan of the Finding Nemo documentary. The director managed to capture the drama and the social interactions of the reef fairly accurately. But I am not a big fan of the sequel, Finding Dory. Nemo, the clownfish. Clownfish live in anemones in the reef. But again, things are different underwater, you know. Up on land, you normally get a male guarding a harem of females, but underneath the water, the females are the big dominant kind, and the clownfish are no exception. Every anemone is controlled by a dominant female and a harem of submissive males. Whenever the female dies, the most adequate, courageous, daring male changes sex into the female to replace the dominant female. So Nemo, having escaped from a dentist's aquarium, navigated across the open ocean back to the reef. It only makes sense that Nemo in Finding Dory should have been Nema. And again, can you imagine what it would be like to have to sleep with your dead girlfriend's transsexual lover? This is what's happening in the reefs today. This is the kind of thing that I'm working with. I'm going to leave you today by asking you to just imagine, with all the drama that you're going through today, you know, all the social interactions and whatnot that you think is complicated for the human race, just try today to think like a fish. Thank you. Jeg lige tilbage fra scenen, og jeg synes, det gik rigtig godt. Ja. Jeg arbejdede på script hele dagen, og jeg husker de fleste af alt jeg skal bruge, det var lidt improv der, og jeg brugte Vladimir for en del af showet, så ja, det var sjovt, det var en fornøjelse, og nu kører jeg tilbage til Odense igen. Tak.